Happy Halloween. Can you tell who I am? Evil Queen. Now I'm back to Mrs. Daly. So today I'm going to do a little bit of history with you and share a book about Halloween. I will be honest, this book itself is quite old. Toledo Library acquired it in the year 1986. Can anyone do any math? Tell me how old this book is. But guess what? Just because the book is old doesn't mean that the stories aren't worth reading, because it still tells us the history of Halloween. Fall has always been a special time of year. It is a time to give thanks. The crops are in, people have enough food to eat for all. But hundreds of years ago, fall was also a time to feel afraid. People felt the sun grow weaker. They watched the days grow shorter. They saw plants dying. Long ago, that frightened people. They thought evil powers were pushing the sun away. So, you guys, they didn't understand how the earth was rotating and how seasons come and go. They used stories to explain things, and they just didn't understand like we do now. The Celts were people who lived over 2,000 years ago. Most of them lived in Great Britain and Ireland. The Celts had many gods. One was named Samhain. He was the god of death. His special night was October 31st. That was the Celts' New Year's Eve. Here, we celebrate New Year's Eve on December 31st. They celebrated it October 31st. The Celts believed Samhain came to earth that night. He let the dead come back too. The Celts made large fires. They burned animals as gifts for Samhain. Some of them wore costumes made from animals' heads and furs. Samhain's night was a frightening time. It marked the beginning of winter. It became the beginning of our Halloween. In the year 43, there was a year 43. The Romans conquered the Celts. The Romans also had many gods. One was named Pomona. She was the goddess of fruit. Her festival was in the fall. It came right after Samhain's night. But Pomona's festival was a happy time. It was a time to give thanks to all the gods. Apples were important to Pomona. So Romans gave apples to their gods of rain and fire. They wanted to thank them for not harming the crops. The Romans had ruled the Celts for about 400 years. Pomona's and Samhain's festivals got mixed up. They became one festival, and today apples are still an important part of Halloween. Hey, here's a side story. Here in California, we have a city called Pomona. And I wonder if Pomona is famous for having a lot of orchards, like apple orchards. That's something that you guys can discover, kind of learn about. In the 1800s, many people moved to the United States. Some came from Great Britain and Ireland. That's where the Celts had lived. They brought their holidays with them. One of those holidays was Halloween. So thanks to the people who moved here to America, we have Halloween. Also, I wanted to share with you the tradition of trick-or-treating. I thought this was interesting. Trick-or-treating came from Ireland too. Long ago, people believed in ghosts. Clever Irish farmers made use of that. They went to rich homes. They asked for food. If the rich people would not give any, the farmers played tricks on them. They might steal a gate. They might move a wagon far away. People thought ghosts had played the tricks. We should be nicer, they said. Then the ghosts will leave us alone. So they gave food to the farmers, and the ghosts stayed away. Thought that was a clever little trick. This book also could tell you a little about ghosts, a little bit about witches, apples. We kind of reviewed why apples were so important. Fortune telling, bonfires. It's really cool. So even though this book is quite old in our version of counting years, you can still check it out. I hope you all have a super happy Halloween and that you all stay safe and you make unique memories in this unique year. Happy Halloween.